What is up, my peeps? Big Rock back at you again. We got another action figure review, this time courtesy of Marvel Legends. What we have is an Amazon exclusive. This is a Venom 3-pack featuring Eddie Brock himself, Venom. We've got the big boy here, as you see on the cover, Riot and Agony. Now, with the inclusion of Riot and Agony, we have now completed the Life Foundation. And it's been a long time coming. We got nickel and dime, but we finally got it. They, meaning Hasbro, took care of the last two members in one fell swoop. We will see how well of a job they did with this 3-pack. As you can see, we've got some very, very nice artwork here on the cover. You got the Venom logo right there, Marvel Legends. You got Venom, Marvel's Riot, and Agony. Like I said, this is some great artwork there. You've got the Venom brand right there on the top. Looking at the side, you've got some encapsulated pictures of what we saw on the front there, Venom, Agony, and Riot. On the back, we have the three figures, the three characters, and there is a read-up for all of them. For Venom, it reads, captured by the Life Foundation and subjected to excruciating experiments, Eddie Brock finds himself forcibly separated from Venom as his captors seek to harvest the symbiote's offspring. And then with Agony, riding in the middle, unique amongst her symbiote siblings, Agony possesses all the same abilities as her siblings with the added power to spit deadly acid. Sounds lovely. And then, of course, you got Riot, one of the 5 sibling symbiotes harvested from Venom by the Life Foundation. The Riot symbiote shows a predilection for hammers and other bludgeoning weapons, which is curious considering what he does come included with. Then, of course, we have the same thing that we had on the other side, and back to the front there. So what we're going to do is get these figs out of the packaging and see what's happening. Here we have our 3 figures, that being Venom, Agony, and Riot on our rotating base. Big as Riot is, I managed to get all 3 of them on the base. So they're spinning round and round. While they're doing that, I need you guys to go below, hit that like button, and if you haven't done so already, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to ask again at the end of the review, but since you're down there, you may as well get going on now. Support the channel. Anyway, at first glance, looking at Eddie Brock, aka Venom, what stands out the most is the head sculpt. This is how he came out of packaging, with this half metamorphosing into Venom. I think that's without a doubt the best head sculpt we've gotten of Eddie Brock from any Venom figure yet by Hasbro. Looking good. Next, looking at Riot. Now, as you could tell, Riot was done on the Monster Venom body, and he's not really that big. I mean, symbiotes can change shape and size, of course, but on base level, Riot was never as large as Monster Venom. And the choice of color being used by Hasbro to depict Riot is curious at best. This is like a blue, some type of blue, where Riot in the comics was more of a grayish color. But we'll investigate that when we get them off the stand. And then bringing up the rear, we've got Agony, and she's looking pretty nice there. She's on the Shriek body, so you know we got to be loving that. Anyhow, we're going to get them off of the base, but before we do that, we'll check a look at their accessories. We're just going to go in alphabetical order, so that means we kick off with Agony. She comes with an additional set of fists, and that's about the size of it, molded in that same pinkish kind of plastic that the rest of her arms and hands are molded in. Riot comes with this attachment, and as you can see, it's a bladed style attachment. It's on a peg there that does not move, so the most you could do is rotate this, and it's molded in the same color plastic that the rest of Riot is molded in. And I had said previously that I found it curious because his bio mentioned the usage of bludgeoning weapons, and this is far from that. I mean, he likes to stab things too, but it would have been nice if he would have been included with some type of hammering attachment. And finally, the man whose name is on the packaging, we've got another head sculpt of Venom, and this time we've got this nice long snake-like tongue, and it's a totally venomized head. So you've got the nice paint apps there, the teeth, everything looking pretty good. So yeah, we get an additional head sculpt for our guy at Venom. We also get an additional pair of fists that go with Venom. So as you can see right there, there is molded in black, and he's got the white patches on the top of his hands, and yeah, so that's what we got. So here we are. First up to bat, we've got Agony, and as you can see, she's molded in this light, like a variant color of a pink, some type of dark pink, and she's of course with that head sculpt is just crazy, and the hair and everything else. So let's take a look at the head sculpt first. So looking at our girl Agony, she's got the typical features of a Clintar, which is the species, the race from which the symbiotes are derived from. She's got the typical, the eyes, and of course that grin. She's got the nice paint apps there, and the looking at that hair, it's also in that that kind of pink, and it's got a wash in it, so that's pretty cool. And you see it just flows and tapers off into let's see, we got to move it out there. It's got a like a tip on it, kind of like Nightcrawler's tail there. So you've got that. Then of course you know, there's really nothing to her except the paint apps. You see how it changes color going down, her torso, and then her arms, same thing, and then the rest of her, as you can see, everything is basically 3 colors, 2 different shades of that that purple and white. And if you want to count the shading in her hair, now that I've got her back in focus, then technically 4 different colors for her. So I mean, she is just a symbiote, so it's going to be kind of simple. Here we have Agony next to Scream, and Scream, of course, is the first female symbiote of the Life Foundation that we received, and this was when we were still getting the typical female buck, you know. So relieved that Hasbro did wait until after we had improvements on the female body to give us Agony. So, but you see the differences there, and I don't think we're going to get another Scream, so this is what we get. It'll be nice if we do. Of course, if we do, it's going to be on the same body mold, so they'll kind of look the same, which I wouldn't want them to look the same. I'd want a better female buck, of course, but not for them to look identical, even with Scream having the large carnage claws. Next up, we have Riot, and like I said before, Riot was never really portrayed this large. This was just Hasbro's way of, I'm just going to assume, cheapening out. And, you know, we've been seeing this monster Venom mold used ad nauseum. It's crazy because when it first came out, everyone was excited that we got a monster Venom. But we also knew that Hasbro was going to try to find some kind of way to maximize using the mold instead of just having a one-off. They can't stand one-offs, and they usually have to deal with that with their MCU figures, but you can best believe when it comes to their comic-based figures, they're going to try to find ways to reuse those sculpts over and again. So it is what it is. The one thing they could have done, though, is get Riot's coloring correct, and I'll have to really check to see if he was ever portrayed in this shade. He's mostly been shown to be of a grayish color. Not that there's anything wrong with this color. I think it's pretty nice, quite frankly. And we'll get a closer look at the skull, the head sculpt, and some of the highlights of the paint apps. Taking a look at that head first, as always, the typical Venom, or I should say Clintar symbiote appearance with the eyes and the teeth. The teeth are painted well. You could even say the inside of the mouth painted red, looking pretty nice there. You see it's molded, the head is molded in that same blue that the rest of Riot is molded in, but you can see that you've got this like dark purple type of visage that going right over his face, and of course there's the white paint for his eyes, and that's about the size of it as far as the rest of him is concerned. Try to go back some. You see molded in that blue, and you see he's got these patches, these streaks of purplish color throughout his body, as you can see there. Also on the torso, the lower torso, all around his legs. He's got it basically going all the way down. He doesn't have any on his feet though, and they did not paint the nails on his toes. He's got those same highlights on his arms, both sides there, and then of course the hands. They didn't paint the nails on his hands either. So that's what it is on the back. He even has those highlights on the back, so at least they gave us some back there. On the rear of his left bicep, he's got some, and that'll probably do it for the extra paint on this guy. Like Agony, who is on the Shriek body mold, we've seen that articulation before, so in order to keep the time down on this review, we're going to forego that as well, because we've seen this body mold before, so we pretty much know what the articulation looks like here. What I will do, however, is show you how to attach his accessory, which is that bladed weapon. You can put it on either hand, left or right, and you see you have the that peg there, and I believe it can go on either one, but I think it fits better on the right hand, on the left hand, I should say. So there you have it. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see a little bit more of him. Get him into some semblance of a threatening pose. Get his arm out the way, totally covering up the camera there. And there you have it. And as I said, there's no up, down, vertical, horizontal articulation with the accessory, but you can rotate it. So you do get that. And as I stated before, this body mold has been used ad nauseum for so many different symbiotes, large sized symbiotes, and it all kicked off with our guy here on our right, Monster Venom. And now last but certainly not least, we've got the main man himself, Eddie Brock, aka Venom. Yes indeed. And let's just get right into it and check out that head sculpt, which is the newest and most highlighted aspect of this figure. So here it is. I tell you, this is very nice, where we've got half of Eddie's face is enveloped by the symbiote, and you could see that it's attempting to it's in the process of fully enveloping Eddie's face. So looking at the symbiote side, you see we've already got the teeth established, and you see the tongue already established. Nice whites for the teeth and red for the tongue. Of course, we look on the other side, and we've got Eddie. You see that you've got some tendrils there that are making its way across Eddie's face. He's got the blonde hair, and of course, going to the back, you've got more of the symbiote tendrils just starting to cover Eddie Brock's head up. Got the nice blonde hair there. No wash in the hair, but it still looks nice. And that's a very nice expression that we've got Eddie Brock going on there. And then, of course, you've got symbiote tendrils coming off the top of his shoulders there. And I think that was a nice touch that they did that. The last time we had gotten Eddie in this body mold, if I'm not mistaken, was with the cell shaded Hasbro Pulse exclusive version. It had holes at the top because this is the Omega Red body that it's taken from. So there were holes at the top there for clips for the shoulder pads, whatever. And they didn't bother to fill those holes in for the exclusive, but they managed to get creative this go around, so I'm pretty happy about that. Going down his body, he's got the emblem, and it goes through even with the articulation, so that's pretty cool. My line work is pretty nice. This paint work is clean. He of course has with his open hands, he's got the white patches on the tops of his hands there. Pretty cool. And on the back, he's got the emblem, and that's painted nicely as well. So that's all good. He's got a kind of glossy visage to his paint apps right there, and of course extends down to the feet, and that's about the size of it. So here we now have Venom next to previous Venom that demonstrates Eddie either metamorphing fully into Venom or exposing his face. And you could see the differences in the body molds. Everybody's always wanted a larger base Venom, and utilizing the Omega Red body has definitely done the trick there. And I'm loving I really am loving the new one that we have with the way how he's transforming into Venom. I love that head sculpt. And speaking of head sculpts, here he is with his fully transformed head on with that tongue, boy. And here at long last, we have the entire Life Foundation filing together. So that's another team complete. We can scratch off the checklist. Right in time to want better mold for Scream and for Lasher there. And I guess for Phage as well. So to sum it all up, the Hasbro Marvel Legends Amazon exclusive Venom 3-pack consisting of Eddie Brock, Venom himself, Agony, and Riot. It's a welcome 3-pack simply because it completes our Life Foundation team. We can scratch another team off the list. It's also a winner because we get a beautiful transforming head sculpt of Eddie Brock turning into Venom. It is it's the absolute highlight of this 3-pack in my estimation. We get Agony on the Shriek body mold. We got pinless elbows and knees as a result of that. And of course, then there is Riot, who is just a repaint of previous iterations. The Monster Venom body mold has been used over and over and over again in a very short period of time, I might add. But the paint apps are pretty nice, despite the fact that he is the wrong color as far as I'm concerned. But still looks like a very nice figure. He is too large to really be representative of Riot. But, you know, we've got him, and he has, in effect, helped us complete the Life Foundation. He comes with the one attachment. It would have been nice if he would have come with fists, kind of like they shown him with a right fist in the picture art, for which you see I'm trying to emulate here. And yeah, it would have been nice if he came with a pair of fists to go along with that attachment. Agony came with an extra pair of hands, and that was it. Eddie had the most, with an extra set of fists, which he's displaying right now, and a head sculpt, a fully transformed into Venom head sculpt. So yeah, that is that's what the 3-pack is. The crazy thing is they managed to get all 3 of these guys in the packaging effectively. So that's pretty cool. But anyhow, that'll do it for this video, guys. Please like, share, subscribe if you have not done so already. Represent the channel, help support. If you have any comments, leave them below, questions, concerns, what have you. And if you want to be notified for the next time I upload a video, there's a bell down there. Hit that while you're down there, and you will be notified. On behalf of Eddie Brock, aka Venom, Agony, and Marvel's Riot, both now complete, of the Life Foundation. This is the Ruckus, leaving you with this. Remember, the hunt continues, and I'm out. Peace.